Here for European Race Night Division 2, and we are here in Baku. Really looking forward to this. I'm Dave Zero, your lead commentator, alongside me, Mr. ERN Gibby. How are you doing today, Gibby?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Missed out last week due to being ill. Feeling a lot better this week, so glad to be back and commentating on Div 2.
Yeah, the tides have changed. You're fine, and I'm now the ill person. So how times have changed, Gibby? How times have changed?
Yeah,
But
rather you than me.
as we see now, it is currently wet here in Baku, and I'm going to be interested to see if any drivers go out because it does only look like light rain currently, Gibby. Could this ease up?
Yeah, I mean you can see, or at least on my screen, I can see a bit of sun peeking through the clouds there. So
Yeah.
it might just still be. It's either only just started or maybe it's just coming to an end. But obviously the drivers will have the weather report, so they'll know. Uh, we'll be interested to see whether anyone goes out and puts in some laps though.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting. So none of the drivers have gone out just yet. They're all still in their garages. No, so I have a feeling if they've all stayed in the garages, is that it's going to be getting drier later on in the session. Now, oh, I do see somebody taking gear one, so that's
It's one of the Williams
LH44.
cars.
A
And
Haas
that's
has gone
Haas.
out, and LH44 is in gear one as well, so I'm not too sure. But let's have a quick look at the Haas, and it's Skeefy, who is the first man out onto the track. And we do have a confirmation that it is going to be a wet qualifying with a dry race. So it is going to be a dry race later on. So first people out on track are Skeefy, aka Blober, and NRC Island, along with LH44 and Breezy. They've all gone out on track currently. Skeefy will be the first person to cross the line. Now, Gibby, before we start qualifying, what is your predictions for qualifying today?
It's a difficult one, this, because obviously being a track like Baku and being a street circuit is very technical. So it's always going to be a bit of a different from the norm. I mean, usually you'd be going for the likes of Skeefy. I think Ireland's been on it quite well recently. I think I'm going to go for Storm,
Ooh, okay.
even though it's wet, and I know he's not the biggest fan of wet conditions, but I'm just going to throw it out there just for the sake of it. Teabag, I think, did quite well last week, didn't he, in his first race? So I'm going to go for him for P2 and DPT Paul for P3. I'm just going to go with that for my predictions. Bit random, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. As Nicki Minaj there on his outlap has clearly misjudged his braking zone and has gone straight into the runoff area. He's clearly just thought that he may have just gone be able to brake essentially the same as in the dry, and he's just put it too deep and he's just gone out there. So that could be a warning there for Nicki Minaj for his lap. But Skeefy now is coming down the pit straight and he's about to start his lap. And this is going to be my prediction for pole position. I think Skeefy will take pole position unless the weather changes to a dry run where he won't be able to put in another lap or anything like that. I think he's going to take it along with, I'm going to say, let's have a little think here. Let's have a little think. Who else do I want on that podium? You know what, you are right. I think with DPT Paul, he had a really good session the past couple of races, especially in Spain. I think this was his first race, in fact. He had a really good session there. I think I'm going to go Skeefy, DPT Paul, and then a surprise No, you know what? In fact, Skeefy, Island, DPT Paul. That's what I'm going to go with. I think
Okay, nice.
Was that the
nice.
exact same as yours?
Mine was Storm, Teabag, and DPT Pool.
It was nowhere near the exact same. Same cars.
No.
Same cars.
Same cars, yeah, same cars.
But on board now with Skeefy, who's just in the castle section. He clips the outside there, the left front on the wall. Not too sure if that's gave him any damage on his wing. It doesn't look like it has. Oh, no, it hasn't. So he hasn't got any damage off that. He gets really close to the wall there, flying through those corners. This is a difficult one, I think, Gibby, to get the car slowed down. Some people can cut that curb and jump over it, but I don't know how on earth they keep it under control when they land.
Yeah, it's a difficult corner, that one. I personally like to avoid the curb, but I know if you do want to cut it, the best way to do it is to try and straighten the car up as much as possible when going over that curb. Oh, as he gets a bit of, yeah,
that was
nearly in the wall there.
A bit twitchy there from Skeefy going through there. You definitely cannot go flat out through there in the wet. And Skeefy is going to cross the line now, and his first time is going to be a 1:52.9. The next person going to be across the line, I think, is NRC Island. It is. He's about to come across the line in the Ferrari. Can he beat Skeefy's time? He goes top with a 1:51.9. He is a full second quicker. Next, it will be a Mercedes of Breezy. About to cross the line. He goes third with a 54 dead. Next, it will be Ramos, I think. No, it's LH44 with a 55.5. Next will be an Alpha Tauri, and I think he's on an outlap. Yes, he is. Then it will be Darko Wade in the Alfa Romeo Sauber. He's about to come across the line. He goes fourth fastest with a 1:54.7. Next is the Haas of ERN Storm. He's full chatting it now towards the line. And currently in 7th, no times set yet, of course. And he puts it 4th with a 54.1. I think it's McLaren next, am I correct in saying? I think it's Christoph. Is it Christoph? Yes, it is. Yep. It is our Christoph. He's about to cross the line. Where's he going to put himself? He puts himself 6th. Then it will be a Red Bull of Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj goes 3rd with a 53.2. Next will be Ramos. Ramos is about to go across the line, and T-Bag is behind him. So let's see how he does. Ramos goes 6th. T-Bag goes 4th. So that's decent laps from them getting their runs in. Avoki is just about to start his out lap, and then it will be a Williams, and he's backed out of that. In fact, Steffi is backed out of that. Next will be D6W in the Racing Point. Is about to come across the line and heading towards it.
Yeah, one thing I've just noticed, I don't think it's raining anymore. I think it's stopped. So by that logic, I reckon it will go dry by the end of the session.
It definitely has gone dry. It'll definitely dry up even maybe before the second runs.
Yeah, so now it's just going to be sitting in the pits and waiting.
Yeah, it is going to be a waiting game.
To give the dries.
Stickman nearly lost the back end there, as D6W went 9th and Stickman went 11th there. Avoki is currently on a lap, but I think Matrice is on 1-2, and he's about to come down the pitch straight. Now it's going to be interesting. If you were running now and you're in Matrice's position on a flying lap, would you come into the pits or would you stay out, considering that the rain has stopped?
I mean, I'd probably just pull it in. I mean, any lap on dry tyres when the track goes dry is going to be quicker than anything you can do on the inters, so
yeah,
there's not really much point setting a lap now on these intermediate tyres other than just for bragging rights, really.
And Avoki, who was the last man, has invalidated his run, so I imagine they're all going to be pitting as soon as possible, get them slicks on, and send it back out.
I mean, the only thing I can think of by staying out on track is just getting more used to the track limits and just feeling more comfortable around here, but at the same time you run that risk of putting the car on the wall and completely ending your qualifying, so I think the best thing to do is just to come in and wait for it to go dry.
Yeah, I agree. NRC Island, as we can already see, is going to be the first man to put the soft tyres on. I've just seen a Williams drive out there, and I think that's of Chelsea on the intermediate, so he hasn't gone the soft compound tyre yet, unless he's just begun to change his set, which could be possible, but it does look dry enough out there for softs at this current moment in time, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to set a lap first. But as we all know, Gibby, it can really bite you if you set that lap first. The track can really speed up from the first man to the last man, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, again, it's just getting your timing right and making sure that you're that last person setting the lap and that you've got the best possible conditions. I think the main thing is there it is DRS enabled, so the track is now dry now.
Ooh, we have a retiree down at the castle section. It's Steffi. Steffi's lost at the castle section. The first victim to retire, and it's in the hardest part of the track, and it's really caught him out there.
Yeah, this is Steffi's first race as a reserve at Baku, not necessarily the nicest track to do it on, unfortunately.
We just saw a glimpse of him there on board with his teammate. Car is now gone, so that's good to see. But it's going to be interesting to see, because we've got Darko Wade and Chelsea both on outlaps on the intermediate compound tyre. Now, if it was me, I'd pull in. I'd be pulling in now, because I can't see any spray coming off those tyres.
Yeah, I mean, it said DRS enabled. That's basically the game telling you indefinitely that it is dry tyres now.
Yeah.
So I think if you are out on the inters, it's time to pull in and get a set of the softs on and maybe start putting in runs. You should have enough time to get 2 runs in, I reckon, from here. So, so just on board with NRC answered. He's thrown it into the castle section. Luckily, not lost a wheel though.
Oh, he's put it exactly where Leclerc put it a couple of years back, and that's really, really going to hurt him there. Has he lost his entire wing? He has. He has lost his entire wing. But that may call it for him to go out back into the pits and put them soft compound tyres on. I'm just looking, Chelsea came in and pitted off the inters while he was about to go on his flying, so he clearly thinks it's a better option to go on the softs, and a lot of drivers now are out, or going out, should I say, on the softs. We've got Eke Baloba, we also have Ramos. Darko Wade is out there on inters, I'm not too sure why. TBAG is out on softs, and so is Ireland. But I'm looking down the list and I see that ERN Storm is the only man to pick the medium compounds.
Yeah, interesting choice there, but it's going to be hard to get those tyres up to temperature because the track's still going to be very cold.
Yeah.
So if he does set a lap on those mediums that can put him near the front, that'll be very impressive, but I don't think it's the right option at the minute.
No, I don't think it's going to help him whatsoever on the medium compound tyres. It's just, I don't think it's going to work. If he puts it in the top 10, it'll be fair play to him, like he's managed to do it, but I think a lot of drivers are waiting to see what this track is going to be like. I mean, we do have a couple on outlaps, but we also do have a couple staying in, as we have both Ferraris together, and Ireland just lets TBAG pass there. But I think the first person to set a lap is going to be Eke Baloba, and he is now just started his lap going into turn 1. So Eke Baloba is going to be the first person to run on the softs. As he hits the wall there, he hits the wall straight away there, and I'm not too sure if he has wing damage. Hopefully he doesn't.
I think he's fine there. I think he just kissed it. There's something I've noticed with him there. It's actually quite a very good line that he took there, just trying to use all the track that he can. And it's always good around here to do that because you can just carry that little bit of extra speed, but it makes a big difference down the long straights here.
Yeah, undoubtedly, I imagine he would have set a purple sector 1, but it doesn't appear on the minimap, which is always great for us. For us to relay information for the people watching at home, and the game just decides, no, you know what, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you any information whatsoever. And he gets that castle section really spot on there. That was a really nice castle section there. Taking that in 4th, going wide. I'm really surprised that's not invalidated. You can really get away with it there.
Yeah, it's difficult, the track limits here in this game. In fact, sometimes if you go really, really wide, you don't get anything as he cuts that corner beautifully there.
Not even oh my goodness me. Codemasters, you never cease to amaze me. Honest to good. Honest to good? Honest to good? Honest to God.
I think it's been a pretty tidy lap here from Eke Baloba, actually. One thing I would say is his lines have been incredible this lap. He's done everything right.
He's done
it should be a fairly good time. But I think the track will get faster, so...
Yeah, I agree. And he goes a 1:43.7, so that will be the first lap right now. Avoki is retired. Let me see if we can get on board.
I believe he's done that in the wall there.
One of the Hasses. There we go. Yeah, he is. He's right in the middle of the track. Luckily, ghosting is on. Ramos is on a lap, and Storm trying to avoid Avoki's stricken car. Holds him up a little bit there, and now they're heading side by side towards the finishing line. Ramos goes top and instantly backs out there to let Storm go ahead and take his lap.
Yeah, luckily though, I don't think Storm held him up too much. If anything, probably gave him a bit of a tow. So
Ireland and TBAG both go first and second instantly there. So it's a Ferrari 1-2 currently, but let's see if anyone's going to beat that with their attempts.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to find some sort of improvement as the track just tends to get faster.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in Div 1, we should be seeing times in the 30s really on a dry track like this, but it's only 40s at the minute.
Yeah, only currently, but LH44 will be the next person to cross the line, and he backs out of his lap. Thank you for that, LH44. Nicki Minaj is coming on the lap, and by the looks of it, getting a toe, as what I can see on. He's getting a toe off Stickman there. He got a really nice toe there off Stickman, and that's going to pay off for him. And he's 1.3 seconds quicker than NRC Island currently. He'll be lucky to get in another lap, I assume, looking at the time. He has to be really quick.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's got fuel in the car to do another lap now, and he just does another cool-down lap on the soft tyres and then goes again.
Yeah.
I don't think he will here.
Chelsea's about to cross the line and goes third with a 1:42.4, splitting the Ferraris there. I think it's his first race, if I'm right in saying. I think it is today for Chelsea.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So, good showing so far, but obviously I think these times are going to be completely turned on their head
There goes D6W
by the time we get to the
second.
end.
D6W has put it in second. Here comes, I think it's going to be... It was Storm on the medium compound tyres. He puts it 7th, which is interesting to see. I imagine he's going for another lap. I imagine he's put a bit more fuel in the car, let the mediums wear in a little bit, and then send it around. Darker Wade, I think, is about to cross the line. He backs out of his lap, in fact, so he won't be setting it. Mainly in laps now, I think, isn't it? Mainly just in laps.
Yeah, from what I can see, I think, yeah, Matriz invalidated, he's coming in.
I'm just looking now. It says Chelsea's on a lap now and was 4 tenths up on his time.
Yeah, maybe just fueled the car up and just going for 2 laps, but it's not a bad idea when the track's just getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry as much about the tyre wear because the big difference you're going to see is in the actual track conditions itself. So, should be a good lap here.
It's going to be interesting.
It's very deep.
Ooh, it's a little bit slidey there too. He's definitely using all of his ERS, going for another lap. It will be his last run. Everybody else is going on their out laps. It's going to be a DRS train, I think, going down the back straight. Everyone's just looking for a bit of space. As Chelsea is about to cross the line. Let's see where he's able to put it. He's currently in 4th with a 42.4. He crosses the line and he puts his 2nd with a 41.3. Now, a good lap there, but we'll have to wait and see what the others do. As I look, and there seems to be a pile-up further down. I'm on board now with DPT Paul trying to get a glimpse of it. Looks like a McLaren and a Renault involved, and the Renault is LH44. I'm not too sure what happened.
I think he was just slowing down to let people through there. I don't think that was any. I don't think there was any contact there.
Possibly.
But there's a lot of cars. Oh, as DPT Paul loses it through the castle section. And that is his qualifying over, I'd imagine, because I think he got damaged there.
Ramos has retired. Is that in the pits? It is. It is at the pits. And DPT Paul's entire wing is gone. So that will be his qualifying over.
Yeah. The other thing to note there is DPT Paul did reset the track, but to be honest, he was completely sideways in the castle section, so I think that was totally justified there.
Right, okay. No worries. I did catch that on board, unfortunately, and he's retired from the session there. I'm not too sure if that's on track there, Gibby.
It was on track, which is a bit naughty. I don't think he'll be forgiven for that, but oh well.
Was it a full retirement, or did he crash and retire?
No, he just paused and retired himself.
Okay.
But it looks like his car's off the track, so I don't think there's any harm there. He went off down the runoff.
Yeah.
So should be fine.
Right, okay, not a problem. I think the first person that's going to cross the line on these laps is going to be his teammate, in fact, of Breezy. Breezy currently coming through the back straight. I think everybody else who's going ahead is on out laps unless it's Ekibo. Nope. So it will definitely be Breezy. Now let's see what he's able to put. He's going in 11th with a 54 dead. Let's see where he's able to put it. I imagine very high up, and there it is, a 39 dead. So the track is definitely getting quicker. Next across the line will be a Ferrari, and he's setting it. He's on his out lap, so he'll be setting a lap this lap. It's Stickman next, I imagine. Yes, it is. Stickman is next, currently in 15 with a 56.2. DRS is now enabled, and they're heading towards the line. Let's see where he's able to put it. He puts himself third with a 40.9. Next will be ERN Storm, but he's pitted away from his. Currently in 7th on the medium compound tyres. His teammate, though, Skeefy, is about to come down the straight. 12 seconds quicker, apparently, as we went on board him. But let's see where he's able to put it. I imagine it's going to be on provisional pole. No, it's Skeefy. Skeefy crosses the line. The Haas boys are rolling. A 38.6 there from Skeefy. The McLaren of Christoph comes in with a 39 dead. The next McLaren is about to come across the line of Arndt with a 39.7. The next car will be LH44 with a 39.7 too. Very close between them two. Next will be, I think it's going to be Eke Baloba, and it was Eke Baloba with a 40 dead. His teammate Darko Wade will be the next man to cross the line, currently in the Sauber. He is heading towards the line now. DRS is enabled now, so he's going to be heading for that and seeing what he can do. He's currently in 16th with a 54.7. He crosses the line and he goes 4th with a 39.5. That's a really good lap from himself. Next will be, I'm just trying to, I think, is that it? I think there's only CVAG left now, isn't it?
I think it might be Matrice. I think he's coming up to...
Is Matrice coming up? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Currently in 16th with a 45.1. He crosses the line and he puts himself 10th with a 41.3.
We've got Teabag. Teabag's coming up to the line now and see how he's going to do.
Let's see where he's going to do it. He's going to put it... He puts it 4th with a 39.1. And that is going to wrap up our qualifying. And a very interesting qualifying. Look how close, I'm just looking how close second and third are. It's really close between them two. Maybe one slight mistake could have cost it for the other, or something could have happened there where I imagine Breezy will be kicking himself if he made a slight mistake on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for him. He's knocked Breezy off the front row of the grid, which will be annoying for him. But I think with Baku, it's all about survival more than anything. So as long as he can keep it clean, I think he'll be still happy to be somewhat near the front. Yeah,
indeed. But that wraps up our qualifying. Skeefy takes pole position by 0.4 of a second there from Christoph. Christoph in second, Breezy in third, Teabag in fourth, Darko Wade in fifth, sixth is LH44, seventh NRC Arndt, Eke Blubber in eighth, Nicki Minaj in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Stickman. And unfortunately for ERN Storm, those mediums just didn't work down there in 15th.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted him to get pole and he made me look like an idiot, so thanks for that, Storm.
You picked the wrong pass, that's what happened.
Yeah, picked the wrong pass, but yeah, I think he was just trying to do something different there with the mediums, and obviously it hasn't paid off for him. I mean, like we said, the soft tyres are just going to grip to this cold track a lot better than what the medium tyres will do, but gives him free tyre choice for the race, and he's further back, so maybe he can just sort of let everyone else do the silly business, take each other out, and then come through. But we'll never know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Welcome then, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here on the streets of Baku. The first race here was in 2016, in fact, for the European Grand Prix. It wasn't called Azerbaijan back then, but we have a decent weather race here. It's going to be a dry race for all the drivers, and it's going to be interesting to see. 3 long, twisty sectors here with one nice big long straight. 2 DRS zones, one after turn 2 and one after turn 20. The castle section going to be proving the hardest part and the biggest challenge of this track today for the drivers. The safety car there being shown in its beautiful glory. I wonder if we're going to see that today. It could be very highly likely. But we're here for European Race Night Division 2, and it's live! Now, Gibby, we go on to the constructors and the drivers' standings currently, and I'm just looking at it. NRC Ireland is currently top with 89 points. Skeefy, if I remember correctly, didn't have the best Monaco, which really hurt his lead and dropped him down to second. And then we have Ramos behind that with 61, so it could be all to play for with the top 3 today.
Yeah, of course, it can be. Ireland and Skeefy, 2 guys that have been super consistent throughout this championship so far. And another one that obviously I'm very happy with is Christoph, who was a reserve for quite a long time, but finally found a seat at McLaren, and I think he's going to be a real challenger in this championship come the end of it.
Yeah, he's doing very well, currently 4th in the table on 44 points, doing very well. Anthem behind him, but he isn't in the race today. I'm just looking further down. We've also got it is actually quite tight between Darko Wade, Arndt, and Nicki Minaj there, currently in 6th, 7th, and 8th. 28 points for Darko Wade, 26 for Arndt, and Nicki Minaj with 22. So also fight there within the midfield too.
Yeah, and it also just shows that getting one very good result can drastically change your position, especially for these midfield guys. I mean, even looking down for like 14th up to 12th, they've all got 12 points each. So just a single point puts them ahead of one another.
Yeah,
and can gain you maybe even 3 points. So yeah, it just shows how close this Div 2 really is.
Yeah, it really is. Just going to have a quick look now at the Constructors' Championship Mercedes, and it's all very tight actually in the Constructors. Mercedes are at the top currently with 117 points. Ferrari are second with 114 points. Just 3 points separate those two. Renault currently in third with 109 points, so not much separating them. 5 points behind Ferrari. Racing Point are fourth with 96 points, and the Haas team are fifth with 88 points. So with two drivers finishing, could really help one of those top 5 constructors there to gain some positions.
Yeah, especially Mercedes had a massive bump from Miros' dominance.
Yeah.
That he had on the early stages of this championship. So it's going to be a bit of a task for Merck, I think, to hang on to that top spot that they have. A team like Ferrari as well, they're down a driver as well. I believe it's only Ireland at the moment who's the permanent driver in that Ferrari seat. So they'll be looking to fill that spot and hopefully start putting on a challenge.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's still close as well. Renault only 5 points behind, and Racing Point close behind them too. So it's going to be interesting to see how it pulls off.
Bless you, Dime.
The stream isn't able to hear that. Luckily, by the powers of a keyboard and mouse that I get to use now, the powers be don't let errors like that slip through. So that's always good.
For those that don't know, Dime just sneezed.
I think they would have got that after you saying bless you.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
your predictions then, Gibby, for the race?
I'm going to go with, I think, Skeefy for P1. I'm going to go with, I think, Christoph for P2.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's how they've qualified, it's how they finished. But I reckon, just looking at it, I want to pick someone to come through the field to get P3, I reckon.
A wild card. That's what you want to pick. A nice
Let's go for a real wild card. I'm going to go for a real wild card. I'm going to go for DPT Paul in 18th. I know he's won for an overtake. He is on the hard tyres, so he's gone for a very different strategy. Could pay off for him and gain him a lot of position. So I'm going to go for that for my top 3.
Okay. Oh, okay. Very interesting. I'm going to agree with you with Skeevy. I definitely think he has the capability to easily go for pole to the win here, especially with the form that he's in currently. Second, see, there's a couple of options that we could have here for second, even third as well. Like, especially with Baku, we never know what's going to happen whatsoever. As Breezy nearly loses it, in fact, in turn 1. As I just look on board with Breezy, drifting, should we say, going round turn 1. But I think Skeevy first. You know what? I'm going to go with a wild card. Sig, you want to go with a wild card on DPT Portal? I'll raise your wild card with ERN Storm. I think ERN Storm will get second, and another wild card that you might. I think Arndt might get third.
Yeah, I think that's a fair option, but the other thing to remember is it's Baku. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
We could just end up with a completely random top 3. But it's interesting to see outside the top 10 that we've got a real mix of strategies going on here. It seems to be a fairly even split between the medium and the hard tyres. I myself went for the hard tyres to start yesterday. And to be honest, I was glad I did, because I was either going to go soft or hard, expecting there to be a lap on safety car and then to pit for the mediums and just do a medium strategy, and then if it rained at the end, so be it. But yeah, nice to see that people are opting for something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Like, you've got 5 drivers down the mediums, you've also got 4 drivers down the hards. We saw yesterday that the hards with Kenneth really worked well. He went from the back of the grid to second yesterday in Division 1. He did really well. He took them hards, and then I think the weather came and he perfectly changed them over to the intermediate tyres, and it just worked out well for him, as perfect as can be.
Yeah, it's the great thing about having the hard and the medium tyres over the soft runners. It was just see Breezy and Teabag there get disqualified from the session, so I believe the two of them must have tapped each other.
That will be cold tyres for them too.
Yeah, as Darko Wade's car has just gone shooting past the leaders for me. What I was going to say is the great thing about the medium and the hard tyres is you can obviously stay out that little bit longer, and with Baku being so prone to getting safety cars, if you have a late safety car, you can it can really pay off massively, because you essentially get that free pit stop over everyone else that's on the soft tyres.
Yeah.
And you don't get the track position and the tyres over them. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I think more than likely we'll probably see a lap 1 safety car. It's probably a very good bet when racing at Baku.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The cars have lined up onto the grid. It's 5 lights currently, but there's no revs, so we know that it's not going to happen. Let's just wait and see, because they're not ready yet, because it's Codemasters. And now they are revving up. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Skeefy and Christoph on the front row. It's lights out, and away we go. Skeefy gets an amazing start. Christoph bogs down, and he's losing positions. Further back down the pack, he's dropped down now, all the way to 9th position. And there was a Mercedes there at Breezy, making contact with the barrier. LH44 and Darko Wade have both made up positions into 2nd and 3rd. Eke Baloba now is battling alongside Teabag. Them two are battling also. Breezy is trying to catch up with LH44, looking further down now. Here comes Teabag. He's looking to try and get past Eke Baloba as fast as possible. Nearly goes into the back of him, and that's unfortunate for him. He's gone down the order as far as I know. NRC Island and Stoofy are battling too. NRC Island gets ahead there currently, and that's gonna... Oh, as we have damage there from Avoki. Avoki has damage there in the Red Bull further down the pack, and that's not going to work for him so far. And it looks like a Mercedes, and DPT Paul sends it down the inside of Ramos, and DPT Paul has got ahead of Ramos there.
Yeah, I was going to say off that start, Christoph had an absolutely horrible getaway, and even coming out of turn 2,
Oh, D6W, Nicki Minaj has lost it. Nicki Minaj lost it in the castle section, and that's wing damage on his front left, I think, or his front right, it looks like. Front right, it definitely is, and here comes D6W now. Not D6W, it's Stickman. His teammate is looking to take advantage, and the Williams is trying to get involved in Chelsea. Chelsea's going down the inside of all of them. Oh, and there we go. He tucks in behind Stickman. He doesn't go for the move on all of them. But Christoph Gibby had a very, very poor start, and there's the Orange Storm. He's now down at the back, and DPT Paul too. Them two may have collided there. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, it's just saw Chelsea trying to stick a move on Stickman. But I was going to say, with Christoph's start coming out of turn 1, he got sandwiched between 2 cars. I'm so surprised he didn't get damage.
Eke Baloba and Teabag, they're going to go into turn 1 along with Arns right behind these 3. Really battling for position now. Here for 5th. Eke Baloba's really looking to try and stay ahead there in 5th, as we have, I think, down there, all the 6 cars pit there for damage, I obviously assume. With it being Baku. Oh no! Yeah, and there goes Breezy! Breezy's in the barrier and has lost his wing, and it's... oh dear, I'm not too sure if he made contact with Eke Baloba, and it's a safety car.
You know what's funny? I was literally just about to say, well done Div 2, you proved me wrong, no safety car, and then that happened. So
it's because you thought it, Gibby. That is why this has now happened. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether anyone inside the top 10 who started on the softs chooses to ditch them here and get rid of them and try and run long. Because I know a lot of the guys who've had incidents here have probably switched to the hard tyres. They don't need to make another stop in this race now. They could maybe stretch those hard tyres right to the end if they're very careful. Medium runners will probably definitely have to take another pit stop at some point. But I feel like maybe if I was on the soft tyres, I'd consider maybe ditching them and going for maybe medium, or even just hards to the end at this point, because the tyres will do the distance.
Yeah, they definitely will. Darko, can we just say Darko Wade and LH44, what a launch they had right off the start. Darko Wade, if I remember correctly, was in 5th position on the grid, and he was in 2nd by turn 1, which was an amazing start for him.
Yeah, just looking at the position changes as well, the person who's made the most gains actually off this start, D6W, he's up 6 positions and he's on the hard set of tyres, so he can run long in this race.
Yeah,
That's just seeing a few cars in front coming into the pits as well.
Yeah,
In fact,
the first
almost
four,
everyone
the
is.
First, 5th NRC aren't, and this is going to really work out there for D6W, who started on the hards and has now gained 12 positions and is running well. The same with Chelsea, they're currently up there. Let me see what tyres they're on. So all the people who were involved in incidents, I think, the people who started at the back of the grid, who went long and didn't get damage, are now leading the top 3.
Yeah, so D6, Chelsea, Ireland, even Ramos as well.
Yeah.
He's made up huge positions thanks to starting on those harder tyres. But this is what we were talking about. If you take the harder set of tyres, you can run it a bit longer. You don't have to take the pit stop here now. The only thing I would say is these guys still need to stop at some point in this race.
Yeah.
They need to use 2 different types of tyres. That might come back to bite them later on. It's just seeing there's only 4 cars now that haven't stopped in this race. So I'm pretty sure tyre strategy is completely out the window now.
Yeah.
If you're on the mediums, more than likely you can do a medium now, which is probably the ideal strategy. And those on the hards can maybe take them longer and go for softs at the end if that works out for them.
Fragstar was just asking there in the Twitch chat, Dane, what happened to Skeefy. Skeefy had a 3-second lead and he pitted under the safety car. The people in front of him haven't pitted as of yet, so that has left him in 4th. He is technically still net P1 due to the cars in front not pitting.
Yeah, so Skeefy's in a very good position at the moment because the 3 cars in front of him all need to make a pit stop at some point, and obviously has slightly fresher tyres. But what's also quite nice about that is running medium to the end is perfect, because for me the medium tyres felt really good yesterday during the race. I never really did any running on the hard tyre or the soft tyre, but the mediums just felt perfect for the entirety of the race. Never had any problems with tyre wear.
It's going to be interesting to see how the drivers are going to do this now, especially with the strategy out the window. If there's another safety car, it could throw more spanner in the works for some of the drivers.
Yeah, another interesting one to look at is Steffi. They've decided to go for a set of soft tyres. And I think Voki as well on the soft tyres there.
Yeah.
So those two are going to be incredibly quick off this restart, because especially trying to get your tyres up to temp around here can be quite difficult. So expect those two to maybe make some moves off the restart.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting to see here in Baku. I'm not too sure if anybody else pitted. I imagine no one else is going to pit currently. D6W currently leading the pack in the racing point. He's on the hard compound tyres compared to the people behind him with Chelsea and Ireland on mediums. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to be really trying to warm them tyres up as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, good stuff to see.
Further down, so we've got Skippy in 4th, and the person behind him is Darko Wade. Now, if Darko can get past Ramos, that could really put him on the back of Skippy, and hopefully that he gets caught up by the traffic ahead, could try and battle him along with LH44.
Yeah, sorry, just checking my phone there. Again, it's all been turned on its head again at Baku.
Well,
That's all I can say about it, really.
I'm just looking. So Skiffy and Darko have both gone for the medium compound tyres. LH44 has gone for the hards, I imagine, to the end. So if there isn't another safety car, which I highly doubt, by the way, if there isn't another safety car, this is going to play right in the hands of LH44.
Yeah, I mean, ideally for the likes of Skiffy and the people that did opt for the medium tyres, they're probably hoping for a safety car maybe around lap 13.
Yeah.
Obviously half distance, get the most out of both tyres. Though they could extend it past that if there is no safety car at that point and risk it.
There we go.
Whereas the hard tyres, I think you could probably stretch them to the end, though it may be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Safety car is in this lap. Now, it is very hard to do a safety car restart here, I imagine, Gibby, because obviously you don't want to full pelt it all the way because you'll get slipstreams all the entire way. You could take it all the way up to the line if you wanted to, but then you've got the expectation of you going right at the line, and you could easily be overtaken if someone gets a better start. So you've really got to pick your spot to overtake here. And I'm looking at Chelsea and Ireland, and they have wanted to get past quickly as possible. Who are you going on board with, Gibby?
I'm just going to keep it on the off-board camera on D6W, but he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. And he's jumped now.
He's gone.
Now he's gone.
And here comes Ireland, instantly trying to get Chelsea. I don't think D6W will be under threat here in turn 1, but here comes Ireland around the outside here of Chelsea, and he's got that move done. And further back there was a Sauber, and I think that was Darko Wade hitting the barrier on the outside there in turn 1 as the roll Constantine up, and there's a Ferrari, and his T-bag gone down into the, I think he got hit in the back. And he's gone straight into the off run. That's a shame for him. And unfortunately, he's lost the position. Breezy is making a move now on Stickman. He's going to try and go down the inside line here. Is he able to do it? I think there's contact there between the racing point. Nicki Minaj hits the barrier. Further up, Skeefy is currently battling with Chelsea, and he's got ahead there. He's put himself into third place. Breezy is still trying to fight with Stickman, and Breezy gets ahead and puts it into P10. Steffi and Nicki Minaj are battling too. There goes Steffi around trying to get around the outside of Stickman. Now Nicki Minaj is getting back in on the action alongside each other now, heading towards the castle section. Nicki Minaj has the inside line here, and he's covering him off as much as he can as he gets through, and he does get through, and he gets that place back.
Yeah, great stuff there on the restart. Oh, as one of the racing points has just hit the castle with Stickman. He's round.
Oh, Stickman's round. He's at the top of the castle section with front left end plate damage there. Not enough to cause a safety car or a PSC, so that's good. And he hits the barrier again. Him and T-Bag had a bit of contact there, and he had to make a void in action and hit the barrier. And Matriz now is losing places, and there's big contact there with the Ferrari. And Matriz is into the barrier big time, being hit from the Ferrari and the racing point there of Stickman. That was unreal. Darko Wade and LH44, these two in net P2. And a virtual safety car there has been deployed. What a mad restart.
Yeah, I mean, it was fairly calm to begin with, and then it properly kicked off. But I was, on that restart, I was on board with Skeefy and Chelsea and watching that battle. And my God, that was a good battle to watch, actually. The two of them running so close to one another. It was great to see. It's so close to chopping each other's wings off, but it was really good wheel-to-wheel racing between the two of them. It's nice to see that from Chelsea in their first race.
Yeah, a big issue there for LH44. He's had a wing change, and that's going to hamper his chances. He was in the podium positions, or the net podium positions, and that's really hurt him.
Just thinking they were in the chat saying it's ghosting on. Yes, I believe it is.
It is, yes.
Because I saw a load of people driving through Stickman's car.
It is. Luckily, because otherwise we would have even more hell on our hands here today. But I'm just looking, and I'm looking at the top 8 there, and they're all within a second of each other. So this is going to be very interesting. Skeefy and Ireland are already battling, heading towards the castle section, and Skeefy's got ahead and put it into second already. Perfect start here for Skeefy today. Oh, there goes D6W! D6W has a massive oversteer there, and he makes that mistake and loses the position to Skeefy, sorry. My throat went all messed up there, and then also Ireland is going to try and take advantage of this. Stop laughing at me, you. Is Ireland going to make a move here? No, he doesn't.
No, fantastic stuff there from Skeefy. This is just what he needed to get that clean air and start using these new tyres that he has. He did not want to get stuck behind those guys from the front. But Ireland's got a good run here on D6. I imagine he'd get past down this straight.
He's already in the slipstream. He's already in the overtake. No DRS enabled, of course, for another lap, I think it is. And he's already alongside him, and he's got that move done way before turn 1. And Chelsea's going to look to get involved, possibly, in the next DRS. As Chelsea breaks really late. Tries to send it around the outside of D6W. That's not going to work there. And D6W stays ahead for the time being.
Yeah, risky stuff that, nearly going into the back of him there, but manages just to keep it on the track. Looking further back, Eke Belova, as LH pulls into the pits again. and he has retired in the pits. I'm guessing he got damage again, so that's probably his race over.
Yeah,
Bit of a shame around Baku. It's one of those tracks where you can get a safety car at any point, so a little bit saddening to see someone giving up so early.
Yeah, you're gonna with Baku, anything can happen. It's with any street circuit, anything can happen because you never know when that wall is going to take someone's wing, take someone's wheel, and it's a safety car deployed.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting stuff to see there. Also seen that Skiffy managed to, he nearly managed to break that 1 second barrier to Island there, and would have got clean air and started to push away. But the two of them seem to have broken away from D6W there. They're probably going to start doing their own separate little race between the two of them.
Yeah.
Just saw RT Race say in the chat as well. Looks like a Div 3 race. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for.
Indeed. D6W stays ahead in third. I saw Chelsea pit there too. Island is currently gaining on Skeefy, but I don't think there's going to be a move made. Here, Ramos is under pressure from Darko Wade, but I don't think any moves are going to be made here due to the situation with the DRS train, as always. And here comes the ERN Storm on a Volky further down into turn one. A Volky goes really wide. The ERN Storm is now right onto the back of him. ERN Storm tries to go for the outside line, and Volky moves over and cuts that off completely. I think this could be a challenge here for ERN Storm to try and get past, and it doesn't, as Breezy and Arndt are battling further ahead there side by side, and Nicki Minaj is going to take advantage of that battle, and he's going to turn it around the outside of the castle section. No, he doesn't. Arndt stays ahead there. Now that would be one brave place to send it.
Yeah, I don't think that really is a place to send it, really. That's more just asking for a load of wall, to be honest with you. Trying to put a move there. But
Gibby, if you could do it in Monaco, surely they can do it here.
I don't think even I would try a move.
No,
into
I
the
don't
castle
think you would.
section.
No, I don't think you would.
That's asking for the end of your race.
Yeah, it really is. Unless you've got nothing to lose and you think you might be able to make a position, send it. I mean, we don't appreciate that, but I can see why someone would do it. But we shall see, as we now have Darko Wade is currently behind ERN Ramos, and Skeefy has been under pressure there from Island, and he's lost the position to Island before turn one, and that's really going to hamper his movements now up further on in the race. And if I'm right in saying, Island is yet to pit. Am I correct in saying?
I think you are right in that. Let me just double check the stops for you, just to make sure you're right. Yep, Island still hasn't pitted in this race. So I'd imagine Island will probably have to go for a set of the hard tyres to the end. And to be honest, he's within that pit window any time now, really. He could go any lap he wanted to. And it wouldn't be a bad idea because it would cover off the undercut. But the one risk he runs by pitting early would be coming out in traffic and then losing more time. As the yellow flag, as Storm retires from the race.
Was that in the pit? No, it wasn't. He's there. He's in the barrier. He's in the barrier at turn one. That's a big shame for him, and I'm surprised that isn't the safety car.
Yeah, no safety car yet. Does sometimes come out quite late, but I don't think we're going to get one.
No. Oh, and there goes Ramos into the barrier there, straight into the castle section, and that's going to be unfortunate for him. Broken front wing then on the Renault, and it's all just chaos here today.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from Baku, to be quite honest
and
with
I'm
you.
really not looking forward to our race tomorrow. Oh no. If this is Div 2, Div 3 is going to be some fun. Let me tell you that. But currently, Nicki Minaj... Oh, I was about to say Nicki Minaj was getting close to the back of Barnes and nearly lost the rear end then on the exit. But I'm looking further ahead, and Darko Wade is right behind D6W for the battle for third. Now, with DRS and overtake enabled, surely we'll be getting this move done before turn one. He goes for the inside line as they head towards there. Will he try and challenge back D6W? No, he doesn't. Darko Wade covers off any move possible perfectly there.
Yeah, great stuff there. And the other thing that I just noticed is that pretty much going all the way back to P8 is pretty much the fight for third, because they're close enough that I'd say that they're all in this battle. As I just noticed, Steffi coming into the pits now and opting for a set of the medium tyres. They will go to the end, those tyres there. So interesting strategy that, going for the soft tyres on the safety car restart. They're still running in the points. And they've probably got the optimal tyre to the end as well.
Yeah, that is true. TBHG there was under pressure from Christoph, but no move was made there into turn one. I'm just looking as well. DPT Paul right on the back of Nicki Minaj, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can make a move anytime soon. I imagine the only opportunity that he's going to try and take will be the straight. It is obviously the smarter thing to do, I imagine. But saying that, Nicki Minaj will also have DRS because of Arndt's ahead, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think the one that I'm actually going to look out for at the moment is Steffi going for those medium tyres, because they're going to pit a good couple of laps before the drivers in front at the minute. So they should get a bit of an undercut actually, and they could make up a lot of time here, especially if those guys start battling.
Yeah, definitely so. DPT Paul is really close here, and just looking ahead, Breezy and D6W are still in DRS range of Darko Wade, so that could save D6W for a couple of more laps, especially how he's on the 9-lap old hard compound tyres now, so it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see now, is there going to be a move made? Breezy gets really close to the back of D6W and he goes too deep and he loses the back end and somehow has kept that out of the wall. What a save that was from Breezy! Wow, wow, wow!
Yeah, great save there from Breezy. It's never good when you see the rear end of a car looking like that around Baku, but good job to keep out of the walls there.
Yeah, definitely so. I don't know how he managed to do it. Really went a bit too deep trying to make a move on D6W as soon as possible, and it's cost him, and he's now further back by 1.5 seconds, but I imagine that gap is going to close very quickly due to D6W behind Darko and is on the medium compound tyres. Just looking behind, and I can see the battle that we have further back with DPT Paul, who has come through the field, and has come through the field very well. In fact, he was one of your predictions, correct?
Yes, he was.
So that's going to be interesting to see, and he's really looking feisty. Oh, as he nearly loses the rear end there, in fact. On the exit, coming out of the castle section, nearly loses the rear end and completely saves it. He did well to really save that, to be fair.
Yeah, good job from him. I think he's struggling a little bit. I think he maybe has a little bit more pace than the couple of cars in front of him. Yeah. But because of the DRS strain, he's just not being able to make the move here. And Nicki Minaj, I think, had quite a good exit out of that final corner. So maybe we'll be able to see a move here on Arndt's as they're gaining.
Oh, he really is close. Look how close he is. He's not even using overtake, and now he does enable overtake, and now he will get DRS, and he was past Arndt's before he even had DRS activated. And that's a fantastic move there from Nicki Minaj, and he's got through there, and he moves up into P6.
Yeah, great stuff there. Nice to see a little bit more action, because to be honest, there's not been, well, there's been overtakes, but there's not been as many as you'd expect from Baku with these massive straights.
True, but we also do have the DRS trade, unfortunately, as we look further back at T-Bag and Avoki are side by side, and Chelsea's involved in this as well, and here comes the Red Bull, looking for some space, cuts down the middle of both of them, and has got through there, has he? Has he got that job done? No. Chelsea hangs it around the outside, and there goes T-Bag, straight to the back of Avoki, and Avoki hits Chelsea, and T-Bag hits Chelsea, and Chelsea is out of the session. That is a virtual safety car there, and that is very unfortunate, and I'm wondering, why didn't Chelsea ghost when ghosting is on, especially for street circuits, Gibby?
That's a fantastic question, but I don't think it's a question for me. I think that's a question for Codemasters, unfortunately. Yeah, shame to see that crash ends like that, but I think partly because Chelsea hadn't fully come to a stop yet, it didn't do the ghost. That's the only thing I can think of, to be quite honest with you.
Beardo.
And I have seen that in the chat.
Beardo, that is unreal. That is unreal. Sorry to interrupt there, Gimme. I looked over and I just couldn't hold back the laughter. That was
So interesting up front, NRC Ireland has come into the pits. Sorry to bring it back to racing.
No, of course. We've got to do our job somehow. I mean, now the virtual safety car is over. It was obviously the perfect time for him to pit. Under any safety car, it's a good time to pit. But unfortunately, it's ended and restarted again at the worst possible time for him. I'm just looking now. Breezy's looking to try to go down the inside. Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj goes around the outside. They make contact, and both of them squirming there, trying to find traction. And now the McLaren of NRC Arms is going to look interested in this as they're going down the inside. And here they go. Are they going to go 3 abreast? No, they're not going to go 3 abreast. Luckily so. Arts is trying to take it round, and Nicki Minaj holds that round the outside absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, great stuff there from Nicky, keeping that, managing to just about keep that position. I was thinking for a moment that Odds was going to just take both of them there into that corner, but unfortunately wasn't quite brave enough on the brakes. The interesting thing to look at now will be, will Skeefy be able to cover the undercut that Ireland's going to be trying to pull? Ireland does have clean air. He came out a good 3 seconds behind Odds, so he's got plenty of space to try and get these hard tyres to work. So Skeefy will be pushing like mad this lap to try and cover that off and hopefully come out in the lead for him.
Yeah, that is true. He definitely could fit a new set of mediums. Now he does have a 9-second gap to Darko Wade, who also has to pit, and D6W still in third and yet to pit from this race, which is very good from him in fact.
Yeah, I'm just watching on board with Skeefy. He's in fact choosing to do another lap, which I mean, fair enough.
I mean, maybe he's got the confidence that Ireland will be held up as DVT Paul and Steffi battling further back there, and DVT Paul has got ahead of Steffi, and I'm now looking further up at Nicki Minaj and Breezy. Here they go side by side. Breezy is going around the outside, Nicki Minaj on the inside line. Here they go now towards turn 2, and unfortunately he's not been able to get that move done as he tries to go back round the outside once again, and now Arndt and Ireland are getting involved in this. On board now with Nicki Minaj, who's got overtaken DRS enabled, chooses the outside line here to go for this move, and he goes around the outside. He got it done last time and he gets it done this time, and he moves up into P4.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Arndt's just sort of Ireland pulled out his NRC card and got straight past Arndt's there. Don't think he had to worry too much about getting past here, but this is not good for him, getting stuck behind Nicky and Breezy's battle here. This will be holding him up a lot.
Steffi was in the wall there, and luckily doesn't have any damage. I'm not too sure what happened between him and Paul, but luckily there was no damage there.
Yeah, that's good to see. Steffi's actually pulled quite a good race so far by opting for those soft tyres, and now they're out of the mediums. And I think there is still some guys to pit in front, so maybe some more positions to gain there for them.
Yeah, definitely so. David Paul going on fresh medium, so is NRC Island on fresh hard, trying to get an undercut on Skeefy. Skeefy is currently going down the straight with a 9.5 second gap to the car behind, which is dark away, but we're more interested in this battle here currently for fourth behind Nicki Minaj. We've got Breezy and NRC Island. Look at NRC Island, he's already on the back of Breezy. He's just got so much better grip there, and he's in the slipstream now. He's going to be looking for DRS. He's got overtake enabled. There's the DRS button. DRS is now activated as to go and hammer towards turn 1, and here comes Island. He's going to get this move done down the inside. He's got it done before turn 1, and he moves up into P5.
Yeah, good stuff from him there as Odds comes in and fits another set of the medium tyres to the end there. Nice little 11 lap stint for him.
Yeah, and here comes Island again now, and he's looking for Nicki Minaj. He's going to go round the outside of Nicki Minaj. He's going to get 2 cars in 3 corners, and he's got that job done and moves up into P4. If I was Skeefy, I would be getting slightly worried right now.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that Skeefy does have in his pocket is he can go for another set of those medium tyres that will be faster than the hard tyres.
Yeah.
So maybe he knows that he's got that over Island at the minute, and he's just banking on those tyres being so much faster that he'll be able to get that position back. But I think at the moment, Island seems to be getting this undercut done, and I don't think he's being held up too much by this traffic here, because he's going straight through it.
He's doing really well to cut through the traffic as much as he can. He's taking every opportunity he can. He's in 2 cars in 3 quarters, and you can't really complain about that, can you? Especially if he's pushing like mad, and he's done very well. And by the looks of it, we'll be out at DRS range, and there's Stickman has retired from the session in the pit, so that's unfortunate for himself. Unfortunately, he is now out of the race, and as NRC Island has now dragged a 1-second gap between him and Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj won't have DRS on him, and Nicki Minaj won't. Let me just have a quick look. Breezy won't have DRS on him, in fact, either. So it works out perfectly for everybody there.
Yeah, here we go. So Skeefy now in the pits. Be interested to see what tyres he goes for. Probably the mediums, I'd imagine. Yep. So another set of the medium tyres, and in fact a wing change as well.
And here comes
so maybe he's been driving with a bit of damage.
NRC Island has gone through. It's going to be interesting to see where Skeefy comes out. He's only just left his pit box. This could really harm him, in fact. And this is for the battle as well, for the championship between these two. Island versus Skeefy.
Yeah, especially that wing change that Skeefy's had to do there. That's going to cost him even more time.
Oh, Christopher the Bucky further back. And Crystal goes around the outside and gets that move done. Sorry about that, Gibby.
Yeah, no worries. I was just going to say, I did not notice at all that Skeefy had wing damage that entire time, so yeah, a little bit worrying for him there, but he's now caught Eke right at the worst time in this middle sector.
Yeah,
not really a place to throw an overtake, so
could be getting held up here, unfortunately. But if he tries to get past here, which he had a little look there, I'm not too sure if he thought he could or maybe not, but he had a little look there, and I'm really surprised. Dark Away currently in first with 12 lap old medium, so he should be pitting soon. And D6W still has not pitted from the start and has been just driving his own race, really.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job at the minute, especially on these worn hard tyres, but I think he's just banking on that late safety car to happen. He's hoping for some a little bit of help there right at the end of the race.
Eke Blober nearly going into the wall there as Skeefy puts pressure on Eke Blober for 6. Skeefy waiting for the DRS zone, which is the most likely thing to do. It's the safest bet to get an overtake done. And here he comes down, and look at him, he's already in the slipstream once again, probably before the DRS line. He opts for the outside line very, very early. Skeefy quickly, and he gets that move done by Eke Blober. I love it when people walk into my room just as a fight is about to happen. Anyway, as we move, we keep moving, and Steffi and NRC Arts are battling. Steffi has got ahead of NRC Arts. Just looking further back here, any further Basil Zavocki's on the back of our Christoph. NRC Island is already on the back of the 2 guys in front who are holding him up to take his net P1. So what Skeefy's going to be hoping as much as he possibly can is that he's going to be held up by these 2 people, but from what I've seen so far from NRC Island, I don't think that's going to be a hard job for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that Skeefy can really hope is that he kind of gets stuck there in the DRS train with these 2. But I mean, he didn't get stuck when he approached Nicky and Breezy, so I doubt it's going to happen again here.
Yeah, I doubt it's going to happen, but we shall see as they are heading towards the DRS zone. First will be D6W, who will be under pressure, or will Darko be getting sandwiched by the pair of them, or another one, could both of them pit, which is another interesting one that we could have as Nicki Minaj gets a time penalty there for multiple warnings. And I'm looking on Island now, and he is already on the back of D6W, and I think I can see up ahead Dark Away. Oh, I thought he was going to pit, but he isn't. But here comes Island on the inside of D6W. Is he going to get this move done? He is going to get this move done and moves into P2. All he needs is 1 man left, but we know what he did last time. 1 man was in front of him, and is he going to take this straight away? Let's see. I'm looking at Darko, and he's really struggling on them medium compound tyres. He's sliding absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I noticed in that middle section right before the castle section, he was very slow going up to that section there. He was really struggling with the tyres at that point. So I don't think that's been too
which is interesting to see.
No, I think it's just purely that tyre wear that's the issue for him. But again, Ireland's caught him not a very good time, and D6W might get a chance to come back at him down the straight maybe, if he gets held up here. So interesting to see that, and also this will give Skeefy a chance to catch up a bit as well. But obviously he's also got to make these moves at some point in the race.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eye on Skeefy's stance Nicki Minaj, and he's now within a second of Nicki Minaj, so he's trying to put his way through the field. It'll be then a 4-second gap to D6W, so we really need Starcom to hold him up here, but I don't think that is going to be a possibility. Skeefy is right behind Nicki Minaj. He's going to look for a move into this corner. No, he doesn't. He stays behind and waits for the straight.
Yeah, and you can just see there when Nicki and Skeefy come around the corner, you can just see going out of the last corner, or the last proper corner, you can see the 3 cars in front of D6 Island and Darko. So he can see where he needs to be. He's got the look at the overspeed there.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, there goes Darko. Darko pits, and I imagine D6W is going to do the same. Yes, he does. So they both pit on this lap. So that will move Skeefy into P3. And does D6W? No, D6W does pit as well. So Skeefy now has clean air. And with a 6-second gap, and is still under pressure there from Nicki Minaj, has a 6-second gap now to NRC Island, but is also on the faster compound tyre. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can close that gap and at what speed he can close that gap with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, with 7 laps, he's got to do just under a second a lap, roughly. So, and especially with the medium tyres going off, I don't know whether he'll lose pace towards the end of the Grand Prix as well. So, it's going to be a close one, that.
Yeah, it really is going to be close, but it's going to be interesting to see as we look further down the grid. We've got a couple of battles further down the grid. We've got the battle for P8 as D6W has just come out on fresh soft, so he'll be on the back of Steffi soon, and Steffi is on the back of NRC Arns, but I think Arns has got ahead of him as he is on 3-lap old mediums. But I'll tell you a person who has had a really good race. In fact, 2 people, DPT Paul, currently in 4th position on 5-lap old medium, so he's doing very well right now. And Darko Wade in 5th, exactly where he started, not lost any positions, not gained any, and is on fresh softs.
Yeah, good stuff from both of them, especially DPT Paul. I did predict him to get P3 in this race. Out of nowhere, he could still do it. In fact, I believe Nicki's one of the only people I've seen actually to get a 3-second time penalty around here at this track, so he is within striking distance to get that position done.
He is.
But again, you've got Darko behind on those fresh soft tyres. He's going to definitely be closing that gap, and once again he might be able to get in. Looking at Skeefy in front, looking at the amount of time he's gained over that lap, he has gained about a second, I'd say, in 1 lap. So he is on target to catch Ireland by the end of this race.
Just currently on board with Eke Global on fresh soft compound tyres against our Christoph on 10-lap old hard compound tyres, and this should be like taking candy from a baby, and it is for Eke Global. Gets the move way before turn 1, and I don't imagine Christoph is going to come back at him, and that's that move done for him, and moves himself up into 9th position. Steffi is just holding on to the back of Arns. I don't think he's wanting to try and overtake, especially on older compound tyres, but holding on to the back of him, just using Arns basically as a tow to maybe try and catch up to the car in front. But it'll be interesting to see as Breezy and Avoki, them 2 are side by side. Avoki takes the inside, Breezy goes around the outside, and there's a move done there for Breezy on his 2-lap old soft compound tyres.
Yeah, I was going to say Steffi has had a very good debut race actually in ERN. That was not the best start in qualifying, throwing in the wall at the castle section, but so far they've done a fantastic job from the back of the grid, and I think they've gained about 12 positions in this race. So really impressive job by them.
Yeah, very, very impressive from Steffi in his debut. We also, I'm looking at the time between Skeefy and Ireland, and that time is coming down. Now 3.7 seconds. Started, I think, just above 6, was it?
Yeah, it was about a 6-second gap, so within 2 laps, Skeefy's managed to close this gap massively, actually. So I think we definitely will see a little bit of action and a bit of a fight for the lead coming into these final couple of laps, but it'll be when will they want to get that overtake done, because the problem is if you jump too early, they can take you right on the line.
Yeah, that is true. Steffi is going to be under pressure here from the fresh soft runner of D6W. D6W now is heading for the inside line. He does go for the inside line. Can he get this move done down the inside? Steffi holds it around the outside and keeps it around the outside absolutely beautifully. Doesn't collide with the barrier and stays ahead. But now is the second DRS point, and he didn't look like he got a very good exit there. The grip just wasn't as good as D6W's, and here comes D6W, who's going to take the outside line now, heading towards turn 3, and there goes Steffi, goes through and stays ahead on those medium compound tyres. Fair play there to Steffi.
Yeah, good job from Steffi there to keep the position, just being late enough on the brakes to keep it, and it is so difficult when you've got a car on fresh soft tyres really pushing behind you. But luckily for them, they've got NRC irons in front, so they've got that bit of DRS down the straight, which can hopefully maybe keep them that position.
Oh, D6W hits his rear end! Hits the rear end onto the wall and turns him round. That's really not good. He now has ring damage on the front right and is literally doing an Austin Powers here, trying to get it turned back round. That's a big shame there. 8th all the way down to 13th there for D6W.
I can definitely relate a bit there with D6W. We're doing a bit of an Austin Powers. I did it yesterday in qualifying. Pretty sure it was caught on the stream.
And I'm looking now. DPT Paul is within DRS range of Nicki Minaj and is going to be looking to try and get the slipstream here and take it away from the podium positions and put himself on into the podium positions. He's going to have a look here. He is closing very quickly. Nicki's took these hard 19 laps of this race so far. He's done very well as Breezy and Christoph are battling just ahead, and Eke Baloba and Steffi are battling ahead too. They're going into turn 1. Eke Baloba goes to the inside. Steffi hangs it around the outside, and Steffi once again defends well. Christoph has been overtaken there by Breezy on softer compound tyres too. So that's fantastic. But Steffi, Gibby, holding it around the outside multiple times.
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't defend that time as Eke just has much better traction coming out of that corner, but I think that overtake was just a bit of a matter of time there with the fresher soft compound tyres, but still, nevertheless, very good attempt at defending.
Oh, don't do that, no! DPT Paul there, nearly, I thought was going to send it down the inside there in the corner before the castle section, and it looked like in the braking zone he was getting very close to the back of Nicki Minaj there, and I thought something was going to happen, but he looked very aggressive, does DPT Paul here, trying to challenge and get these podium places.
Yeah, good job from him so far, coming right from the back of the field, to getting into these positions here. Also, a very good job from Nicki as well. I believe they just went onto the hard tyres and went to the end, so they've done a fantastic job to hang on.
Sector 2, yellow flag. I'm not too sure what that's for. I can see drivers moving, so nobody's stuck down there. But here goes DPT Paul. Currently got overtaken enabled, and he's in the slipstream now of Nicki Minaj, and once again way before the DRS zone. DRS is activated now, and he's got ahead, and it's a virtual safety car, and Nicki Minaj pits instantly off the hard compound tyres, and he's going to go in for softs straight away and get off them hards. And I'm not too sure if that's too late. I think he may have thought it was a full safety car. I'm just currently on board with Arndt, and Arndt is about to go through too. So maybe that might not have been the right call there from Nicki.
Yeah, they appear to have they were stopped quite a long time in the pits as well. So not quite sure what that was on the pit exit. Yeah. But yeah, shame for them losing a lot of positions there. But obviously these fresh tyres towards the end of the race might prove to be very useful. But you've only got 3 laps to use them.
I'm just wondering why D6W's pitted. 3-lap old sauce. It won't let me check if he's got wing damage.
I believe he has wing damage. I think I did see he was missing an end plate. Yeah, okay, he's having a wing change there.
See, this is why I have you, Gibby. I don't have eyes everywhere. This is why you are needed.
Yeah, so just going for the wing change. I think a lot of people are going to be going for the fastest lap here now, just to take the point away. But looking at the gap from Island to Skeefy, I don't think it's been coming down as much as it has been in the last lap or so. So I don't know whether they're just holding off a bit, trying to save up some ERS, but Skeefy's not quite within the gap that he needs to be. He needs to gain a little bit more to be able to put a move on him.
Nicki Minaj gets a move done there on Christoph, and there's a Mercedes of Breezy, who has been spun round and has damaged his wing in the castle section there, and that's a big shame for him. Once again, we have another Austin Powers bit of reversing forwards and backwards, trying to get, as he hits the wall again. really struggling there with no wing. And I'm worried that Gibby, that he's going to go straight on at one of these and hit the wall a bit too hard. As if we look at our board with him now, and he's just headed towards, he hits the wall again, he's going to go straight on, and there goes his wall, there goes his wheel into the wall, and Breezy has retired from the session. Not a safety car, and Eke Baloba is going to challenge now on NLC Arts. They're going through into turn 1, Baloba gets that move done with the softer compound tyre. The Saubers currently in 4th and 5th with Darko Wade and Eke Baloba.
Yeah, the two Alfa Romeo cars having a very good race so far in this. Just keeping it on the track as always. But it just shows that if you just stay out of trouble, you can have a really good result in Baku. And in fact, Darko, on these soft tyres, is catching DPT Paul. So maybe even a chance for a late podium position here for Darko.
Yeah, definitely so. And I'm looking at Skeefy now. It's now 1.6 seconds with 2 laps to go. So for these two drivers, I'm looking at Darko is now pretty much within a second, or will be within a second by the DRS zone, and he could really get a good podium here, which is fully well deserved, to be perfectly honest. He's had a fantastic race. He had a fantastic start to the race. In fact, put himself into second off the start, and I think definitely does deserve a podium this race.
Yeah, fantastic stuff to
Two
see.
yellow
He's got another
flag,
yellow
and
flag.
it's Nicki Minaj. I think it is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj into the barriers, and currently now in 9th, and that's his race completely ruined. Was in second position, I think. In fact, no, it was third, wasn't it? Yeah, third position, pitted, and is now missing a wing, and is also struggling like Breezy was. Let's hope he doesn't end his race here into this wall, as he does clip the wall slightly, but luckily stays out of danger.
So here we go, Skeefy catching even more. He's nearly within that second. I think he's going to try and make this a last lap overtake. I think he's going to go for it on the line.
And Ireland and Skeefy both have identical ERS figures then. So they're both evenly matched here. It's just one's on a softer compound tyre than the other. So it's going to be interesting to see if you can get within DRS range by the time of the back straight.
Yeah. Other thing which I haven't actually mentioned yet is driver of the day. I don't know if anyone wants to let us know who they think their driver of the day is in the chat. Me personally, I'm kind of torn between either Steffi or DPT Paul. I think if Paul manages to get this podium, then I think it'll have to be him. But honourable mention there with Steffi in their first race, just very good defending throughout, and strategy seems to have paid off for them. So let us know who you think driver of the day should be as well in the chat. We'd like to hear your opinions.
Yeah, we would like to hear your opinions. Skeefy is now within 1 second. Darko Wade hasn't managed to get in within the second yet of DPT Paul for his opportunity at our podium. But I'm just going on board now with Skeefy, and I'm not too sure there, Gibby, by the way. Is it me? Does it look like it's getting darker here in Baku?
It has. I remember this Grand Prix started on a lovely sunny day, and now it's quite miserable by the looks of things.
It is. If COVID was a weather format, this is what it would be. Miserable.
Yeah, it's just he's catching so much on the braking on NLC Island there. He's right up behind him now. I think if he's going to be sensible, he's going to go for this move right on the line. Yeah. Just not even give Ireland a chance to come back at him, because I think the pace is still somewhat similar between them. I mean, Skeefy has been catching quite a lot, but yeah.
I'm just looking further back. Nicki Minaj and T-Bag. Nicki Minaj again on a fresh set of softs. I think the fastest lap is currently with D6W, currently holding the fastest lap. So he will be the man to beat, as Darko Wade is now within a second of DPT Paul, but seems to be losing it a little bit in the corners, and that could affect him getting a podium place here today.
Yeah, could do as Darko's getting ever closer. He's nearly within that second.
I'm looking at Skeefy,
in fact,
mate.
he is.
He's right up at Ireland's bum. He really is. I don't want to say the other naughty word. I'm not allowed to say these things. I've been censored.
He's right up his gearbox.
There we go. That's a better one. That's a better one. I hate my life sometimes. Skeefy is now really on the back here of NRC Island. This is going to be the final corners to go 3 left to go here before we go to the final straight. Everything from both drivers must be used. And look how close Skeevy is now to the back of NRC Island. Island using overtake. So is Skeevy. And Skeevy's going to go down the outside. And it's going to be a finish to the line. DRS enabled. Who's going to get it? Across the line they go. And Island gets it by less than a tenth of a second. And takes P1 right on the line. Now that is what you call a photo finish right there. Wow.
Wow, what a finish for the win.
Wow, and here comes Steffi. Steffi's looking to get Arndt on the line too. And they're about to cross the line and Arndt stays ahead there by 3/10 of a second. Really good work here by some of the Division 2 boys. That has to be, Gibby, the closest photo finish we have seen in European race night.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Nicki Minaj hits the wall. That's more wing damage for him. That's a big shame there.
Yeah, but luckily I think he's enough in front of Teabag to keep that position.
Yeah, I think Nicky was one of the people with penalties too. So, oh, there we go. There's a 5-second one. So we will lose this position to Teabag. He should do. Yep, there it is. Teabag gets the last point of the race. Wow, what a race.
Yeah.
Wow. Madness.
Yeah, so I think I asked the chat for driver of the day. For me, it's DPT Paul. I think I saw Fragstar also say DPT.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're. Who's your driver of the day? Good question.
I'm gonna say, where did Ireland qualify? 'Cause it wasn't in the top 5, was it?
He was outside the top 10, I think, even. So he made up a lot of positions.
Yeah, he's made up some good positions. The DPT Paul gets driver of the day from Codemasters 2. So that's 2 votes there to DPT Paul. Now I'm going to be seen as the controversial one if I go for the wrong person here. This is going to be kind of way to put pressure on me, thank you. But let's have a quick look. I want to see this. I want to see the results first before I make any rash decisions, should we say? But Ireland is on top of the podium here today in the Ferrari. A very well-deserved race there. Skeevy, unfortunate not to get it on the line there. Less than a tenth of a second separated them two, which is absolutely insane. DPT Paul getting 3rd position, and I think his first podium in European race night, if I'm correct in saying.
I think so, as far as I'm aware.
He came in at Spain. He had a good race in Spain, but I don't think he was on the podium. So yeah, there we go. Ireland, 14th on the grid. DPT Paul, 18th on the grid. You know what? I'm going to go for Ireland for the fact that he won the race too. Yeah, still outside the top 10. He's fought his way all the way through. He had the strategy perfect, along with DPT Paul. Can we share it? Can we share driver of the day? Are we allowed to do that, or are we going to go?
Yeah, I mean, there's no points for it anyway. It's just...
this is where we announce it as both me and you get our asses kicked. we get a whipping in the Discord, like, oh, come on.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that serious. It's more of an accolade, isn't it?
It's not that deep. But yeah, Ireland, you're my driver of the day, and DPT Ball, you are Gibby's and some of the people's in the chat. Very, very good race here for Baku. What a race it was. Unbelievable. Wow. I still can't get over that. Insane. Anyway, I think it's time for us to wrap it up here at European Race Night. We were here for Division 2, and what a show they put on for us. It's Division 3 tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see that race. In fact, I'm in that race, so I will see it worse than anybody. I'll be front row. Oh dear. That won't be the best. But anyway, tune in tomorrow, 7:30 for Division 3, and then next week, we go on to Canada. I've been Dame Zero, your league commentator, alongside me, Mr. ERN Gibby, and we shall see you soon. Thank you, everybody, and good night.